Morning students, welcome back to computer applications classes of class 10. Today we will be learning HTML part 2, the fourth session. So in this session we will be learning HTML forms. So let us understand what is HTML forms. These forms are used to send data across the web and are often used as contact form to convert information input by user into leads. Or in other words, you can say HTML forms are the good way, or you can say a better user interface to collect information from the users. It has got some input fields to enter information and limit choices to valid options to avoid incorrect data. And the basic parts or basic important parts of HTML are form tag, input fields or input elements, and a submit button. The HTML form tag defines the form, and within this tag we can have action attribute, method attribute, and many more. The HTML form can also contain the input elements, checkbox, radio buttons, submit button, select list, text area, field set, and many more. So, to create an HTML form, you can have a form tag, and we can see over here the code to create the form tag. The form action is equal to blank. Basically it will be having the path, then method equal to get, name equal to inquiry. We will understand them one by one in our upcoming slide. So the form attributes has got basically method and action property. So the method property tells you how to transfer the data to the form processor, whereas action property tells what action to be taken when the user presses the submit button. Now this method property can have two different values. One is get, another is post. Get is the default value of method property, and this get property, get value, tells you that the data in the form is given in the means to the form processor in the form of environment, simple environment variable, whereas the post method sends the data in the form of standard input to the program. You have understood that what is the use of get and what is the use of post. Now we will be understanding these attributes in a tabular form. So if we are having method attribute, then it can have two values, get and post, that we have already discussed. Get method is not that secure, post is much more secure. Get method is visible in URL, so that is why you can understand why it is not that secure, whereas post is not visible to the user in the URL. Then action will have the path as value. Path means the address of the server. Basically we use an email address so that we can collect the data as a backend file. And when one more we have got name, which is the name of the form control. It could be anything. Now let us see how to create a form. You can see the code which is highlighted or boxed inside a rectangle. The form method is equal to post, action is equal to mail to min has ds@gmail.com, the path is been specified, and enctype is equal to textplain. Why we are having this method equal to post, you have already understood. Action is equal to the path where you need to send the data, and this enctype is equal to textplain. Why we are having this? If you want to receive the information as text in your email, then enctype is equal to textplain has to be written. So this is very important. You are specifying in what way you want to have the data in your email ID, and at the end you have to close the form tag. And next, whenever we will want to create any input field or checkbox or button inside the form tag, then you have to write it over here. Okay, so we will be learning them in our upcoming slides one by one. Now let us see when we will create this another example of form. If we write this code and when we will run it, we will get a blank page. You will find that you will see there is nothing displayed on the page, but it is actually there since we haven't used any field, any input field or button, then that's why it's not visible over here. Got it? But you can see the table, the title tag creating form, that means it has actually got no errors in it. Now input element, the most important element of the form tag, and it is basically used to get user information. The input element can be of text type, password, checkbox, radio button, submit button, and many more. So we have got some types of input control. First, it is data input control, which can be radio button, checkbox, submit button, reset button, selection menu, and many more. And another, we have got text input control, which allows the user to enter the text through the following: either it is a text box, text area, password. Now, the text control creates a text box that is used for single line, and it has got attributes as size and max length. Size will determine that how many characters can be displayed inside that on the form, and max length specifies the maximum length of the input field, whereas password control creates a text box for a single line of input, except that the characters entered in it will be shown either as asterisks or bullets. You must have entered the data either creating for a form or anything, or submitting a form online. You must have seen enter password, then that time you won't be able to see the characters, but it will come as asterisk or bullets. So let us understand one by one the input elements. The radio control limits the web page visitor to use only one choice out of the list of choices. And then checkbox is used to select more than one choice in the given list of choices. Next, we have got select control. It is again used to create a selection menu which the visitor selects one or more choices. Then text area is used to have a multiple line of inputs wherein you can give your feedback, comments, review. And submit button, you can understand, this is used to submit the data whichever is entered inside this form. And lastly, we have got reset button, which clears any input that was entered in the form. Now let us see what are the different attributes of input element we can have. Type could be text, password, file, radio, and these type attribute is actually used to define the type of input control. Then size, you have already understood, it is used to change the particular size of input control. Then tab index, which is actually not there in the syllabus, but you should know, it can have any numeric value to define the sequence followed by the user, so that whenever you will be using your tab to move, you can use it. Then we have got value, any particular value you can have, it is basically the default value of the input control. Then max length, you have already understood, we have already discussed max length and size. And then we have got disabled and checked. If we write disabled, then that particular input control won't be able to accept any data. Means disabled value will be yes or no depending upon it. Now let us see how to create a text box. So basic input type is equal to text. This is the basic thing that we need to use. So you can see over here, the code is actually the basic code which is used to create the text box is rounded with a text red color. So you can have input type equal to text and name is equal to your name. So basically you have to start with form tag, method is equal to post, action is equal to mail to, okay, the email ID, that is the basic thing. You can always just skip that name and enc type. Then enter is equal to enter your name, that will be shown first, and then enc type. So text box will be created with max length of 20 and size is equal to 30. When we will run it, we will get this value. This will be the page that you will be getting when we will browse that upper code. So enter your name. Let's just see over here, we have written enter your name, this one, enter your name, and we have got it just in front of the text box. We have got this enter your name. I hope this is clear to you all. We will have one more example for creating text box. Let's see. Like over here you can see form action is equal to mail to rupeshwari@gmail.com, method equal to get, and name is equal to enquiry. The form's control name is enquiry. So we have written first name is equal to input text type equal to text, last name input type equal to text, and then close the form. So this is the basic line, input type equal to text. With this only your text box will be created. Just see, we have got the text box over here. Since we haven't put any BR tag, that's why they are coming in a single straight line. If we give a BR in the code over here, then it will go to the next line. I hope creating text box is easier to all of you. You can create it. Now if you want to create password box, means you want to have a text box with which whenever we will enter any data, that will come as password as asterisk or bullets. So you can see the code over here, input type equal to password. For creating a text box, you are writing input type equal to text. Here we will be writing type equal to password, just that change. Type value of the type is changing, and then size equal to for 20 and max length 15. It depends upon you what size and what max length you want to have. Now let us see the code and the browser view. Like over here in this code, we can see we have taken first name, input type equal to text, max size equal to 20 and max length 15. So we have got this. I have shown you the browser view also over here in this screen. When we will run this code, you will get this browser view. Okay, since we have written first name, we have written first name and then input type equal to text, we are getting this text box. Then last name, so last name and input type equal to text, again the next text box. And the last one, enter password, type equal to password, size 20 and max length 15. So we have got this text box with password. I hope this is clear to all of you. Now creating large text area, how to create that? So basically this creating large text area helps you to get comments, feedbacks from the visitors. So several lines of text you can write on a single go. So you can see the code, text area, name equal to comments, rows equal to 4. This is a little bit different as compared to the other two, creating text box and creating password box. So text area, name equal to content, comments, rows equal to 4, calls equal to 50 and wrap. Let us understand these words. Name, when we are saying, it will contain the word that describes the text area. Why this text area has been used? That's why, since this text area will be used as comments, so we have written comments. You want to have feedback, you will write feedback. If you want to have review, you will write review depending upon it. Then rows. Rows will specify the height of the text area in terms of rows. Then calls will specify the area or the width of the area in terms of columns. And wrap, if you want to have the text, then the visitor types automatically wraps within the text area, that will come inside the text area automatically. This is just the word wrap like feature like we have in MS Word. That particular feature is being used over here with the help of wraps. Now let us see how we need to write this code. Suppose we are writing first name, last name, enter password. You can see we have already done these. You have understood. The last one is text area. We want to have comments. So name equal to comments, rows equal to 10 and calls is equal to 50 and then wrap. So when we will run this code, we will get this output. This will be the browser view, wherein first name we will have the text box. I have entered the name, you can write anything. Then the last name, the text box, password, and then the comments. You can write the number of lines inside it as comment. I hope this is clear to all of you. Let us see the code again. To create the text box, we can have input type equal to text and size equal to 20, max length equal to 15. You can change the size and max length depending upon you. This is the basic code where input type equal to text to create the text box. The same thing like this over here. If you want to have a password, then type equal to password, and to have a feedback area where you can enter the feedback or comment. So depending upon it, you will write the name, number of rows and columns, what is the height and width you want depending upon it. So with this, we are ending our session today. In the next session, we will be learning the radio button, checkbox, checklist and rest of the input fields. And also, we will also learn the submit buttons and many more. Thank you.